we're gonna be installing this part to give us another about, and I pray that it doesn't go squirting everywhere. So this is the upgraded one. This looks really long. All right, what's up you guys? Today we're gonna be installing another part for the car. This is my 2016 turboed Subaru BRZ, and we're gonna be installing this part to give us another about 7 PSI of boost. Right now, this thing is pushing about, I think it's around like 15 PSI, and it's being limited by the fuel pump regulator. So that's exactly what we're gonna be upgrading today. That's what's in this box. And yeah, we're gonna unfortunately have to be working outside, especially, I don't know if you guys can see, but I'm on my driveway and it's a little steep, but we're gonna be working inside of the car itself. So hopefully it shouldn't be too bad. We'll kind of see. So first thing is first, I'm gonna take out the back seat on the driver's side, and that's gonna give us access to the fuel pump inside the back. Unfortunate thing is, it's kind of hot in here because it's a little sunnier of a day. I should have done it yesterday when it was more cloudy, but it's pretty sunny. So I'm gonna go ahead and roll down the windows, and hopefully it'll help things out in here because I don't want to die being roasted in the car. So go ahead and move the seat up. It'll give us more room to work in the back, and let's get started on this thing.
A few moments later.
This looks really wrong. Here we go. There's access to the fuel pump now. Let's go ahead and pry this tank off, unplug it. I can't get out of the car, I'm stuck. There's still a lot of black goop, which is what you want because you don't want the gas getting all up in here. Okay, so I'm assuming it's gonna get pretty messy in here, so I got some paper towels just to clean up any extra fuel that might be in there. I also brought a mallet because we're gonna go ahead and have to crack open into where the tank is. So we're gonna crack this thing open. Oh, fuck, I just hit my hand. I'm also gonna have to take off this line, which is probably gonna have fuel in it. So go ahead and stick a paper towel underneath, and I pray that it doesn't go squirting everywhere. So let's see. Yep, there goes E85 all over my hands. I'm gonna go ahead and put this thing off to the side for now. Clean up some of this because it's very dusty and dirty. I never realized it, but this is kind of open to the outside of the car, so it makes sense why there's a lot of dirt and stuff in here. But now that that's kind of cleaner, we can go ahead and finish taking this thing off. There is the ring. If we just pull this thing up, should give us access to the fuel pump. I can hear it draining out. Oh fuck, I'm getting fuel everywhere. I don't want my car to blow up, catch on fire. We'll just do this after because I need to get this thing out first. I need to disconnect this. God damn, this is just straight E. Look, you don't really want to let that drop, so I'm just gonna let that sit there. All right, let's take this fuel pump outside. Okay, so this is where things are gonna start to get more fun because we're gonna have to go ahead and take apart this top part of the fuel pump. So in order to do that, you have to push down on the top of the fuel pump, and then there's gonna be a C-clip at the very bottom of the little thing. I'm gonna pop that thing off, if I can get it off. So C-clip, I'm gonna pop that thing off, and it's gonna give you access to the fuel pump. And I just realized right now that you also have to disconnect the top wiring so I can, and then that should just come off the top just like that. Pretty easy. All right, now whole fuel pump assembly should come out. So I believe the part that we're gonna be replacing today is gonna be not the fuel pump, that's already upgraded on mine. You can go to this video to see how to actually replace that. But on the side, there's gonna be the fuel pump regulator, and it's gonna be off to the side of it. So we're gonna pop off the clips that hold it in, if I'm not stupid. And then Okay, so yeah, you just pry it out. That's pretty easy. There's just a whole bunch of fuel that just came leaking out, but it's all good. And then let's get a little comparison of the two. These things look the exact same, so I'm gonna have to kind of be careful with this. But these are the 2 fuel pump regulators. So yeah, this is the old Denso one that comes stock with the car. This is the upgraded one by DW that we're going to be replacing it with. And this is pretty much a direct replacement. You go ahead and just pop this thing back in. We'll talk about the differences in a little bit, but let's just get this thing back in the car. You just go ahead and pop this thing back in its little spot. And then we're going to go ahead and put the clip to hold it in place again. And just go ahead and put everything back, put it back in the car. That's pretty easy. Okay, so everything is put back in now. The fuel pump is now tightened in there. Normally you're supposed to put this to here, but I have a spacer because of the fuel pump that I'm running, so I'm just leaving it like 3/4 of the way to full. Just a quick tip, the gasket on the actual fuel pump itself to seal it to the, I guess, the gas tank in the car, I had it seated onto the actual fuel pump. I'll leave like a little picture here, but it was seated onto the actual fuel pump when I tried to put it in, and it made things so hard to try and tighten down because I don't think it was like seating properly when I put it into the fuel tank side of the car. So shout out to some guy in the 86 speed comments. I was looking through the comments to see if anybody had any tips for getting the fuel pump back in, and he left a tip saying that if you took off the gasket from the actual fuel pump and put that onto the fuel tank side first, it would make things a lot easier to go ahead and put in, which it made my headache go away because it literally just went on there. Yeah, so I spent the past like 30 minutes trying to figure that out. It's finally on. Before I go ahead and put this back onto the top of here, I'm gonna go ahead and make sure that the car doesn't have any check engine lights. I'm gonna make sure that the car runs first before we put it back on, just in case we have to take it back out for whatever reason. So let's go ahead and test it out. I'll go ahead and prime the fuel pump real quick. The fuel has to go through the lines again because I disconnected the fuel pump. Come on. Oh, you know what? Forgot to reconnect I did this last time, bro. Oh my, I'm so stupid. I literally did this last time, but I forgot to reconnect this part to the tank. I'm so stupid. I literally did this last time I did my fuel pump. Oh my God, I feel so stupid again. Dude, I didn't learn my mistake. All right, let me plug that back in first. All right, now let's try it. It looks pretty good. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and put everything back together back here, and then we can go ahead and run to the gas station just to fill up, make sure everything's running correctly, and I'll give you the rundown on what I actually replaced. All right, so sorry for the shaky footage because you're on my dashboard right now, but we are heading to the gas station, and so far everything in the car seems pretty normal. I hope we can stabilize this footage. It's so bad. Yeah, everything feels normal. Don't have any check engine lights or anything, so that means that we did the install correctly, at least so far. I do need to get retuned by Zach at Counter Space to go ahead and put in the extra PSI of boost, but everything's all set up. So let me go ahead and tell you about the difference between, oh my God, you guys got so far. Let me tell you guys about the difference between the DW fuel pump regulator versus the stock one. Okay, so basically with the new regulator that we just installed today, it's gonna give a max output of 4.5 bar instead of the stock 4 bar regulator sensor or regulator fuel pump regulator. So it is able to give me another 7 PSI of boost compared to me being limited at the 15 that I was at on E85. To me, this is worth the upgrade before going on to a full returnless system for the fuel system. That's like the next step if you do want to go to more power with the car. However, this is like the last thing you can do before getting to that level. So with that being said, the upgrade was only like 30-40 bucks. It's pretty simple, pretty easy to do with the install. If you're watching this, I would also try and do it while you're putting in the new fuel pump for the E85. Make your life a lot easier And yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and head to Harbor Freight right now. I don't know if in this video I'll include it, but maybe we'll do it in a separate video. But I'm also gonna get the reaction from Andrew with the new power on the car and see if he notices. So I'll go ahead. If I don't see you in a few seconds, we'll go ahead and see you in the next video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Subscribe if you want to see more content, especially with Andrew's car being rebuilt. That should be coming back pretty soon. So yeah, see what happens in a few seconds. Bye. This looks really wrong.